All right, gang. It is 10 o'clock at night, and I've got a couple minutes. So we're going to do kind of like the new and improved Jake Meisner Media. Now, first and foremost, my name is Jake Meisner. I've been in business 7 years for Jake's Lawn Care LLC, known as JLC. We've learned a lot over the past several years. Now, this is going to be kind of like I'm just going to talk what's on my mind style YouTube channel, whether that's lawn care, whether that's landscaping, whether that's cold plunging. I'm very passionate about that. Health and fitness. It's going to be a vast array. Investing, life insurance, you name it. Hopefully I'll be able to have experts on with me, whether that's in a Zoom call that's recorded, in person. The whole platform and the look of this is going to change here very shortly. We've got some exciting things coming that I can't wait to share with you guys. Another huge talking point is my Christian faith. I'm very open about that, and I encourage anyone to ask me questions about my Christian faith. If you're struggling with your faith, I'd love to talk to you. I might not get back to you right away. I run a business, hopefully starting a second business here in the near future. Time is our most valuable asset, so I want to give you my time when it's allocated accordingly. I will do my best to answer questions, comments, concerns as quickly as possible, but also understand that I'm a human being and you guys are human beings too. You've got a lot going on. So what I wanted to quickly talk about today, and I know I've talked about this in the past, but with where I'm at, especially now in life, and talking to you guys about the importance of my time and your time, is that I cannot get this time back. So I have to be as efficient as possible with my time and know my worth. So I encourage you guys, today we're going to talk about knowing your worth. I get calls, emails, especially right now during the spring rush. We are April 21st. And to be honest with you, if you're getting calls about specifically lawn maintenance right now, those clients are behind the ball. Nothing against them. We've, added 20, maybe 30% clientele just since like mid-March. And then, the calls and emails are non-stop. The team is working so diligently and so hard to make sure we're answering all of those calls as quickly as we can. But I want you guys to challenge yourself to listen to these voicemails. Listen to these conversations you're having with clients. By the way, I take calls now all day long, whether I am working or I'm in the office. If the phone rings, I try to pick it up if I'm not already on the line. I could be in the middle of an estimate and I get a call because I'm one call away, and I'm telling you, you're one call away too from landing that $1 million contract, that $2 million contract. It's a contract that could 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x your business. Take the call. But I want to encourage you also to do a little bit of vetting right off the rip. For instance, an example today. We do a lot of work in Birmingham, Bloomfield, Michigan, West Bloomfield. These are high-profile individuals, and these are also people that have just done very well in life, and they have these beautiful estates. We are so blessed to have the implementation and the reputation to deliver white glove. That's what I've been harping on for the last 4 or 5 years, is JLC is about white glove, white glove, white glove. I want to handle as many aspects of your property as I can. And the reason I want to do that, not only I'm in business, right? I want to, the more jobs I can get on your house and your property, my business is going to make more money. But the whole goal with JLC is we are about serving others. And when we serve others and put others first, that speaks volumes about our company, because that's ultimately what we want to do. So, long story longer, I get a call from a gentleman, sounds like a younger guy, and he needs a quote on lawn maintenance. It's a very large property. Doing my research on it, I'm gathering the acreage, and I just happened to see the house. It's like, I don't know, a $2.5 or $3 million house. So we treat every client, whether you have a $200,000 house, a $4 million house, a $40 million house, you're our number one priority. You're our family. You're an extension of JLC, and we want to treat you the best that we can. So get the call, get the address. I know my price structure. I send the estimate. Our price for the lawn came in at $127 to $138. And the reason we give that buffer is because there might be things that come up that were not anticipated. Maybe they added a row of trees or bushes that we didn't take into account, but we're going to be on site for a couple more minutes. So we already off the rip know that price structure and what they can expect. And hopefully, more than likely, we can keep it on the low end and everybody wins because they knew the price point. Sometimes we get on site and the price is actually drastically lower than what we anticipated. That's a conversation that we're going to have with them and say, hey, set acreage, it was at this price, but actually based on that bed that you guys installed, we'd like to discount that price. Or it's the total opposite, where it's like, hey, this is actually quite a bit more work than anticipated. My apologies. We're $10, $15 more a week. And this client reached out again after several days. They call, I send out the estimate. I got numbers to them probably within 45 minutes of having the phone call. And that's pretty good turnaround time. More often than not, we're 15, maybe 10 minutes sometimes before we can have numbers to people, which is unheard of in this industry in Southeast Michigan, in my opinion. And that's where we're a tier above, and our price point reflects that. But I set the price and I didn't hear back. And interesting. So about a week goes by, and that is when the conversation happens. They want to do a follow-up. What's happening? Doing a YouTube video real quick. I'm almost done. And I get a call, and they're like, hey, just curious, I'm getting some estimates, and it's $95 is basically what I'm seeing. Do you price match? No, I don't price match. And I could tell there was like, oh, okay. But there's a reason why that person is calling me. Why not just go with the cheaper price? It's your money. You spend it however you want. But psychologically, we stood out. And we're not like everyone else. We don't blend in. We know our numbers. We know our worth. And I said, we'll just call him Jason. Jason, the reason our price point is X, we try to be a tier above. We're very white glove. We're not in a rush to get to your next property. And we're very selective with the clientele that we take on. And I said, I am very blessed to be at the position that I am in, but most companies will not roll up with $150,000 worth of equipment. I'm not paying for it, Jason, at the end of the day. You, the client, are. You are paying for reliable vehicles to get us there, beautiful enclosed trailers to keep the equipment in amazing shape, the best of the best mowers. Can you stop? I'm trying to dive in for these people. And literally lost my train of thought. But also, you are paying for reliability and quality. Look at Jiddle hanging out right here in the frame. And when we say we're going to show up, we show up. Now, if there's a act of God and weather, sure, weather permits us as well. But if we're getting you on our schedule and we say that we're going to be here at this day, we're here. That's what you're paying for. And he's like, yeah, so you can't match? No, I cannot match the price. I would be losing money doing that job. And I said, to be honest with you, the price point that I did give you was already a discounted rate because we have other work in the area. That's my price. Okay. And I said, Jason, could you take me through some of the companies that you're getting quotes from? I'd love to hear who you're, and he names these companies. I've never heard of them. But again, why is he entertaining the opportunity to even have a call with me? And I said, Jason, the best I can do for you is $115. And at that, I'm a little uncomfortable with that price point, but I'm willing to help you out because, like I said, we're in the area. We're dense in this area. I believe in helping others. And he's like, okay, so you wouldn't do $100. No, $115. He said, okay, yeah, I'll check in and let you know. But I say all of that. I entertained this. You need to be taking those right next to the phone while I'm doing this video.
Can you hear it?
Probably.
Oh. Okay.
You're so funny. Hence why I told you guys that the structure of this YouTube channel is going to change very quickly because we got a lot of distraction going on here. But I don't even know what I was saying.
You were talking about your dense in the area.
Past that.
That was the last that I heard. You have a presence, you're dense in the area, you were going to cut him a deal because you're a nice guy.
Anyways, I know where I'm going with this. I'm tracking now. I entertained this conversation for way too long. My time is valuable just like their time is valuable. I've explained every question. When we send a proposal, we have such detail orientation that there should be no follow-up questions. And normally the only follow-up question is, can we do it cheaper? The answer is no. I know my price. I know my worth. And I encourage you guys to shut down those conversations as quickly as possible because do not waste your time arguing. And I'm not saying arguing, but just negotiating over $5, $10, $20. Okay, $20 over 28 weeks. Let's just keep it simple at 30. It's $600. Is this conversation worth $600? No, because I can take a phone call right now and just do another landscaping job for $1,000, $3,000, whatever it is. So when you get that little ickling in your brain that like, is this phone conversation worth my time? More than likely it's not. Trust your gut. But you got to give your fair share and your due diligence of these conversations, and you're going to learn to do this quicker and quicker. Today, yeah, I wasted 3 or 4 minutes explaining this on the phone. Not the end of the work day, the end all be all. Didn't ruin the day, but at the same time, I don't have time for this. And I hope you guys learn too that you don't have time for this because 1, tomorrow is not guaranteed, and 2, there's other work out there. There's a lot of grass to be cut. There's a lot of paver jobs to do, and there's a lot of mulch to spread. If you have to justify who you are, what you're representing, and why the price point is what it is, more than likely the client is not the one for you because we're trying to establish long-term relationships and continue those long-term relationships. And typically when people do business with us, they don't want to go any place else because they know Jake or the team of JLC has got it covered. They don't have to give their exterior landscaping, lawn maintenance a second thought because we're there. So it's a long story. I can't believe we're at 14 minutes. I thought this was going to be a 3-minute video. I encourage you to just stand strong. I know if you're just getting started, I know if you're a year or 2 in, these conversations seem daunting and overwhelming, but you're going to get better at this. you're going to learn from these experiences and learn from my experience today. Hey, I hope Jason calls back tomorrow and realizes, wow, he's taken 2 calls for me now. He's explained everything. Let's do business. But if he doesn't, no big deal. You are entitled to spend your money however you want to. But just know when you're calling a service provider, their price is their price. Do you go to the gas station and go to the clerk and say, I see your sign says $2.99 a gallon. Take $2.79 cash? No, the price is the price. Stand by it. Jake Media out.